Listen, whether you're going to be hosting a FIFA World Cup game this year, or maybe you'll find yourself in that larger than life stadium attending a World Cup game, you need a larger than life fragrance. Whichever scenario you find yourself in, I've got some fragrance recommendations just for you. Hey gorgeous, it's Ker-leen. Thanks for tuning back into my channel. If you're new here on this channel, I talk fragrance, I sprinkle in some lifestyle, and in every single video, I share some encouragement with you. If any of those things pique your interest, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and also be sure to turn on that notification bell so you know exactly when my videos drop, all right? Let's get into it. This first fragrance is Club de Nuit Malikica by Armaf. This is one that I find to be incredibly long-lasting, and the sillage is absolutely amazing. You will leave the most beautiful scent trail, which is especially important when you're hosting a watch party or any type of gathering. So this is perfection for those FIFA World Cup watch parties. You're guaranteed to get some compliments with this fragrance. It is just so gorgeous. It's light, it's refreshing, it's elegant. It's everything you want to smell like around very special guests. What I love about Malikica is it comes across as super juicy and effervescent and slightly tart when you first spray it out. We have lychee at the top, bergamot, as well as pink pepper. Pink pepper is a really punchy, rosy type of note. And then you have that lychee, which has a bit of that tartness as well. So a very juicy and zingy opening. Then you have orris at the mid, which adds to the irisy sort of purple floral feel of this fragrance. It gives off this sort of powderiness that the nose perceives as very fresh. And that's how I perceive this fragrance. So you have your burst of juicy, tangy fruits at the top, and then you have a powdery softness that comes through. As this starts to dry down, it still maintains that very refreshing opening and mid, but then you have praline, sandalwood, and ambroxan at the base, subtly creamy and subtly musky. So this fragrance is not only perfection as far as how it smells, but the muskiness and the powderiness of this fragrance makes it really long lasting and gives it a beautiful projection and sillage hours into the wear. I cannot say enough great things about Malikica. You all know how much I love this fragrance. It is so good. And what's impressive about this one is it lasts, especially in hot, humid weather. This has impressed me. You don't have to worry about the disappointment of this one wearing away. It's going to be on your clothing 6+ hours later. At least that's been my experience. I wear this to go work out because I know it's going to hold up to my sweaty gym sessions. And even if I go to a hot Pilates class, this is going to hold up even in that hot room. So love this one. And for that reason, I had to recommend it for all of your FIFA World Cup festivities. This is Club de Nuit Malikica by Armaf. The next recommendation I have here for you all is also another fragrance I have raved about on the channel. This fragrance is perfect for sitting in a stadium watching a World Cup match. It's summertime, it's going to be hot, it's going to be humid. You're going to be sitting in a packed out stadium and you really want your fragrance to stand out. Well, Khadlaj's Nafias Maghreb is going to do the job. This one is a unisex fragrance. So for those of you who may be watching that tend to lean towards more unisex smelling scents, or maybe you're a male watching this video and you're looking for something that's going to come across the way you want it to come across, this is it right here. This will smell amazing on any and everyone, and it smells so luxurious, so expensive. And on top of all of that, the performance is incredible. So this fragrance, it gives fruity, but it's a lot less dense than the previous fragrance. This fragrance feels very airy, very light, while still projecting and leaving a scent trail that will have people wondering, what in the world do you have on, in the best way possible. The airy quality of this fragrance, the aldehydic feel, the ozonic feel, can be attributed to the base notes in this fragrance. So at the base, we have aldehydes and ozonic notes as well as musk. And then you have a burst of fruits between the top and the mid of this fragrance. And a galbanum that adds a little hint of greenness to this fragrance, which I feel is why this fragrance comes across as unisex. Some of my viewers have told me what this fragrance is inspired by, and I will put the name on the screen. But y'all, this is something that I've not quite smelled ever before. It is so unique. So if you're looking for something that smells unique, something that's light, not going to be cloying, not going to weigh you down, not going to overwhelm your guests or people you're sitting next to in a stadium, this is perfect for that. Somehow this airy aldehydic ozonic fragrance is still very much beast mode. It's going to be on your clothes long after you take them off and put them in the hamper, and it's going to be projecting 6+ hours later. I know this to be true because I have tested this out. This one has been super reliable when I want my fragrance to last. Not to mention this one is super versatile. Because of the airiness of this fragrance, it's perfect for layering with other scents as well. And one of my favorite parts about this fragrance is this luxurious bottle. This bottle is so beautiful. Once again, this is Nafias Maghreb by Kher-leen. Before I go ahead and share the final fragrance, I have two honorable mentions. One of them is a fragrance I'm sure you all are so sick of me talking about, but in this instance, when I think of FIFA World Cup, a soccer match, or a watch party that I'm hosting or attending, this fragrance could not be left off of the list because it's going to perform and it's going to impress. This one is Opulent Dubai by Latafa. Similar to Nafias Maghreb, this fragrance has an airy, ozonic type of feel and is super duper light while being a beast mode performer. The fragrance notes are also fruity, tropical, but it still feels very elevated, and as the name would imply, it still comes across as super opulent and very luxurious. Opulent Dubai had to be on this list. And the next one is fairly new to my collection, but this scent right here is an Aperol Spritz in a fragrance. It feels like sunshine, it feels fizzy, it feels crisp, it feels clean and very luxurious. It feels like a Mediterranean vacation. This is the Aromatics and French Avenue collaboration, Sunkissed. As I mentioned, Sunkissed is still very new to my collection, and what I love the most about it right now is just how absolutely perfect it smells. This is another unisex type of scent, as well as Opulent Dubai, and so in this list you have three perfectly unisex fragrances, and this one is gorgeous no matter who is on. So Sunkissed feels fizzy, it feels bubbly, it feels citrusy, fresh, subtly aromatic, and even a little airy. We have bitter orange, pomelo, and bergamot at the top, and then at the mid we have some really interesting notes like cream soda, Aperol, cardamom, and tea, and then at the base we have cedarwood, vetiver, amber tonic, vanilla, and cashmere. So at the top we have really bright and citrusy notes. At the mid we have our fizzy accord, and then we also have an aromatic accord. And then at the base we have a little bit of a woodiness. We have some vanilla, an amber tonic, and even a cashmere. And all of those notes make for a really beautiful, slightly sweet dry down that is gorgeous. My favorite part of this fragrance is the dry down, especially for me because I tend to lean towards more feminine leaning scents. However, this one is perfectly unisex and a wonderful choice for your World Cup games or a watch party. And last but certainly not least, we have one of my favorite scents when it comes to something that's going to hold up in hot, humid weather, something that's going to last me an incredibly long time, and something that's going to leave a gorgeous scent trail. This is Janoon Rose by Al Haramain. As the name would imply, this is a very rose-forward fragrance and therefore also extremely feminine leaning in my opinion, and it is extremely powdery. So I want to lead with that because those are some fragrance notes that you really have to be into to try something like this. If those accords sound good to you, then picture those accords with an added liquor note, cherry blossom, and then a little hint of a suede accord for a bit of interest. Janoon Rose has one of my favorite florals at the top, and that is Ylang Ylang. Not to mention it has a bergamot and a cherry blossom. And then at the mid we have a mix of powdery accords, amaretto and rose. And then at the base we have amber, tonka bean, and suede. This fragrance, y'all, never fails me. It's going to project pretty loudly for between 6 to 8 hours, and it's still going to be on my clothes. When I get home, take them off and throw them in the hamper. This is a standout performer, and the longer I've had this, the better the performance has gotten. So for that reason, I had to include this one in this list. I think this would be perfectly suited whether you're hosting or attending a World Cup party or you're watching the match from inside of the stadium. This is perfect for either scenario. This is Janoon Rose by Al Haramain. Alright my friend, thank you so much for watching this video. If it was helpful to you, don't forget to give it a like on your way out. That helps my channel continue to grow and reach other fragrance lovers. Also, if you're here and you love fragrance content, I make lots of it on this channel. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications so you never miss another video. And before I go, I just want to remind you how absolutely beautiful you are inside and out. There will never be another you. You are absolutely unique and perfect just the way that you are. And as always, I will be over here reflecting on the exact same thing. Thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you in the next one very soon. Bye!